Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another movie review. TTR sent me a movie that I had never heard of, but it's based on a true story and it's absolutely fabulous. It is a very heart-wrenching tearjerker, but not only that, it is a movie that restores my faith in humanity as a whole. It's just a fabulous film and it's outstanding, really. And Eddie Murphy, he should get an award for it. I feel like there's so many films that he has been in and I've never really seen him in a serious role such as this, and he is splendid. It is extraordinary. And it starts in the early 70s, and you've got a young girl and her mother living under one roof, and they have a cook. Of course, you don't really think anything of it, but once the story is unraveled, what was once simple becomes more complex, and in all the facets that it bears, it's poetry. And you get to see Mr. Church, and his flaws are brought to the surface, and then you realize just how miraculous he really was. And of course, Charlotte Brooks, she's the one who lived this story, and it's just, there's a fairy tale quality to it, but it doesn't sugarcoat things that happened to her along the way, and the course that life has chosen for her, like she said. And it's such an uplifting film, and it's utterly heartbreaking in certain moments. It's like You Before Me, if you've ever seen that. It's very similar. But as far as movies are concerned, I would have to give it my top billing for the year, because it is just a stellar movie. It's astronomically done. The acting is top notch. A lot of the actors and actresses I didn't know, but it didn't matter because they played their roles beautifully. And not only that, but it was an indie film, and it was done by an independent company that I think worked with Lionsgate, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the title said. But the other producers, I didn't recognize any of the names. Usually I recognize big names, but none of the names that appeared were ones that I recognized at all. And they even had a Chinese producer working with this particular gem. And it's so lovely, and just it shows good and bad facets of attributes, I should say, characteristics of humanity in and of itself, and just how if we feel insignificant, we don't know how we're changing somebody's life. It's akin to the butterfly effect. The smallest actions have a big impact or consequences down the road, so you have to be careful what you do. And it also illustrates that kindness it's like a balm. It's so powerful, and a lot of people don't give it enough credit, and it seems like so few in the world are, but there are those in the world that are a lot like Charlotte, and thank goodness, because like I said, it's restoring my faith in humanity. But as far as movies are concerned, this is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just so wonderful and magnificent and magical, and just watching Mr. Church cook, I thought that reminds me, it just reminded me so much of my mother, because my mother had this alchemy when she was in the kitchen. She cooked just like he did. She didn't need a cookbook. She didn't need any measuring utensils. She just would cut and slice and dice and pinch and mince and just throw it. Literally, she would just go just throw stuff in a pot, and I would just sit there. You have a cookbook in your brain, Mom. But it was just, I was utterly flummoxed and flabbergasted and taken by such a surprise. Well, actually, it didn't, but Mom she was a genius. She really was. I mean, she had endless supply of knowledge and recall, and just that ability to, and every single time it was something better and better and better. I thought, how can you improve constantly? And I thought, it's like a fine wine. It is only better with age. And she had this and Charlotte's mother, she reminded me so much of my own mother, because my mom was just, like Charlotte says, was the most beautiful woman alive. And yeah, we were close. We were very close. And there was a scene that broke my heart, and it hit really close to home because, my mom had cancer, and there's a little bit about that in there. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it hit hard because I've dealt with that, and it didn't sugarcoat, and I'm glad it didn't. It showed the raw reality of what cancer does to the body, and how it wastes somebody away. But you know what? I don't see it as something negative, because in the end, they get to be with the ones they love again, and the legacy that they leave behind is the most important. The memories that they have. It's like she said something that's so rhapsodic. I just had to share, but she said, you don't think about the pain, but you remember the happiness that she brought you, and the good memories that you shared. I thought, yeah, that's true. The mind blocks out the unimportant and the trivial and trite, and it doesn't need that. What's most important is what you gain from, or what you both shared, and it's just such a beautiful reciprocal act, and nothing could be more fine and grand than actually having that. That is mercy. That's blessing. That's love. And I think it was a story of love. That's what it was. It was a story of love, the most uncommon love, agape love, which the world should have more of, actually. But as far as movies are concerned, I highly recommend it. If you're an Eddie Murphy fan, please see it. It's terrific. I give it my highest grade. I give it 2 thumbs way up and 5 stars, hands down. No kvetching, no quibbles, quabbles, nothing. I mean, it was a flawless film from start to finish, and I find that very, very impressive, actually, for an independent company, and it just proves that something good can come out. And they have, actually. A lot of independent companies are proving that they've got the big guns, and they can compete with Hollywood. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what more we can expect from little companies, so like this one, because we all know the story of David versus Goliath. Need I go on? But it's like I said, Mr. Church is just such a sensational movie that it just makes you feel good. It really does. And I can't say much else about it, because it just leaves me speechless, and that's how good it is for a movie to leave me speechless. And that's all I have to say for now. So I'll see everybody later. All my magicians out there, I love ya. Live long, prosper. Ciao tutti.